Alright guys, we are moving along. I'm starting to build the downpipe. You can see here. I'm reusing pieces out of my old one just to save money. This flange on the turbo is like $70. You know, I don't want to buy another stainless V-band. Oh, sorry, I'm cold as hell. What I'm doing is, as you can see, I'm wrapping it around this. I bought these are 4-inch stainless 16 gauge pie cuts I bought from Ace Race Parts. Good price considering, and this is a tight radius, considering what a stainless 90 is anyway. And I'm done trying to make them. I'll just buy them, screw it. And this is a piece of old I had laying around from the original downpipe, and then I cut it to get the V-band. It's all tacked up. This doesn't fit perfect to this, but you know, I got it as close as I could. So that's all done for stainless. After that, it's going to switch to aluminum and go out the rest of the way. I'm going to take part of the aluminum downpipe that I have over there that's got the other side of the V-band. I got two 90s, a 45, and a 2-foot straight section coming tomorrow. And what's going to happen is I'm going to cut the leg off that 45, hook it here, 2-foot straight, and then hopefully that's the right length for this to come out the other side. Somewhere by here, right around here somewhere. And I got to make like a hanger or something right here to hold said downpipe. But I got to get these fenders close so I can get the bumper pretty much where it should be so I can cut the hole for this, because I want this to stick out, you know, a ½ an inch, 3/4 of an inch. That seems like a lot, but when you think about it, it's like, you know, here is 3/4 of an inch. So I want that just to stick out far enough, just so it doesn't burn the paint on the bumper. This is all tacked. This is good. I'm going to burn this all in. I really hate welding stainless now. It's funny. When I started welding, I hated welding aluminum, and I like stainless. Now that I've gotten it good, I'd rather do aluminum than stainless. Especially with back purging and everything, it's a pain in the ass. Downpipe, even though it's going to be longer, it's going to be lighter because I got like half the amount of stainless. So, you can see them pie cuts where it fits like donkey right there. But I mean, that was really the best I can do. I don't know. I finished welding up the downpipe, well, half the downpipe, the stainless part. And now that I just took it all apart, I completely forgot to weld in a bung for the O2. Son of a bitch. But anyway, I'm super rusty. A lot of inconsistencies. Whatever. It'll hold. I'll show you my favorite one. Yeah, that one came out pretty nice, huh? Fully back purged. Granted, it's I think I gotta turn up the CFH on the back purge. Still looks kind of sugary. Ah, that one's still hot. So I'm gonna put this on, mark where the where I think the line band should go. Well, I gotta figure out a hanger, but I'm moving on from that. And what I'm gonna do right now is start to build a new catch can. I think I want one like right here, so my lines can come out. 2 filters. So we're gonna play with that. Okay, I can't figure out. This is the final design I've ended up with. And I can't figure out where to put it. It doesn't look right in the fender well. Well, that doesn't look all terrible there, but think about turning it sideways. You can't see it. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. But you do see that there's a charge pipe being made. I went 4-inch this time. I had 3-inch last time. There you go. For reference, you can see the size difference of that. It's massively bigger, but it looks better. I like the way this 4-inch tube looks. It just looks killer. It especially flowing right into the throttle body like it should, and blah blah blah. I have the room for it. Is it overkill? 100% overkill. I don't care. It looks good. I had it come out further and dump right here, but once I drilled the hole for the headlight, it's not going to fit there. So I had to go behind the tube, 90 down, and what I'll do is I'm going to take a 90 4-ply silicone boot off the intercooler. Ow! Off the intercooler and hook it up there. I think I got to take probably about 1 inch out of this pipe. It looks a little too far over from what I'm seeing, how I like the stub coming off my intercooler that I've made. So that coupler will be here tomorrow, and then I can fully see, cut this shorter, weld it all around. I can weld this now, but I also got my waste, my blow-off valve, and in the spirit of saving a little bit money, I hacked it off and cleaned it up off the other tube. So I have to find a place to fit it, and I'm probably going to have to sand this out a little more. It doesn't fit the 4-inch so well. One thing I got to do is make sure I got my alternator pretty much mocked up for this, so I don't accidentally put it right here and have it in the way of the alternator. So from there, we'll say from the bend to the weld, I can't have it. I picked a location. Let's see how it turns out. I'm going to use a Milwaukee 2 1/8 hole saw, hole dozer. Probably should, mark the center of that somewhere, huh? Probably too big. No, it's damn near perfect. We just need to do some cleanup work. Oh, that Milwaukee hole dozer. That thing's a savage. See how fast it cut right through, and it went right through. I'm sure it would have probably been a little bit easier if it wasn't in this turn here, this bend. But yeah, we think we're in business with that. Not bad. So let's weld this flange on, weld this flange on. I'm not going to do anything with that just yet. finish the upper, well, I'm almost done with the upper intercooler pipe. The only thing I have left is to weld a bung on here for a temp sensor, which I'll put it underneath just like the last one. I was actually able to cut off the old flange for my blow-off valve and clean it up and weld it on. Had a little mishap here, but still not a perfect welder. I mean, it's a mishap there, but whatever. But I'm getting there. The aluminum's getting nicer and nicer. But this is done. 4-inch all the way. I used a 4-ply silicone boot here. The only thing I'm going to do is, I've showed you guys before, welding the seam across that, but what I'm going to do is I have to order something from Monkey Fab, and he sells these little weld-on rings that provide you the lip that this doesn't come off. So I got to do that. Well, the charge pipe's done. I got to take these intercooler out, end tanks off. My buddy Jason at FCS, I'm going to send these to him, and he's going to make me new end tanks, or aluminum end tanks, I should say. I just don't have the capabilities to make these. And he's also going to make me a new catch can. Now, we were going over this before, and I couldn't figure it out over there, but what I'm going to do is, I like it right here. So, what I'm going to do is he's going to make this. Going to be a filter there, dash 10 fittings there, mount and a mount. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld the tab. So I've been trying to figure out how I was going to make a mount for this downpipe. Yeah, it's rigid and everything, but once this starts getting heat on it and the vibrations and everything, it'll eventually crack right at the V-band. And the last thing I want is driving down the road and the whole downpipe fall out of the car. Be a big issue. So I got to make a mount, just a rubber mount. You don't want a solid mount aluminum because it grows a lot when it gets hot. It grows a lot. So what I did was I made a tab. It was just a little frame tab. I'm going to weld right here, which is going to hold this. There's going to be a standoff welded on here. So it's going to bolt to there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a rod down off of this and then just hook it. And then I'll make a mount off the downpipe. And I'll be able to run a regular generic exhaust mount just to hold this downpipe up and out of the way. So I'm kind of happy with that. One other thing we have to make, but I'm going to get this out of the way and this out of the way, is something to hold my coolant hoses. Remember the radiators in the back? Coolant hoses come up this side, and before they were zip tied up to the frame rail because it was mid-build that I decided to swap it. So what I've been working on, 2-16 bulkheads. Let me get this stuff out of the way so you guys can see it. See the downpipe better now. That was a lot of fun to make. And I've honestly thought about dumping both wastegates into it, which wouldn't be hard to do, but I'll worry about that later. So, I've been working on this. I mean, literally just cut out a piece of cardboard and put my 2 bulkheads in. It was funny. These were on the list to buy, but I realized I had them left over from my old air-to-water intercooler setup, so I robbed them from that. Well, what's going to happen here is I'm going to attach these to the frame rail. Oh, I'm going to attach these like this somehow. I think I might. And then I'll have connection, and then 290s off the backside to the hoses. I think it'll look alright. Well, I just gotta figure out what I'll probably do is weld this on the back side of the tube and then just make a small bracket that welds there in the center so it has some support. I'll tell you right now, that hose is going to suck to make from there to there with a 90 and a straight on it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get these two brackets welded to the frame rail. I believe that's the only two things I need to do, and then we could take this whole thing apart and go to paint. Yeah, I do believe so. I think that's it. When it goes to paint, I'm going to bring the intake lid with me and the valve covers. I'm going to have them paint match to the engine bay. And some stuff is going to go to powder coat and ceramic coat. Motor plates hopefully going to get powder coated. We're going to ceramic coat this part of the downpipe here. We're going to ceramic coat the headers. And I'm going to coat the hot side here as well. This I'm going to leave raw because I'm going to wrap it again. Try to keep underhood temps to a minimum. Well, we'll yank all this out, clean up what we have to do. It'll go to paint, and then final assembly. The thing that I'm going to hate the most when it comes back from paint, I get the motor and tranny stuck in it. I'm going to have to freaking wire it. Ugh, I'm not looking forward to wiring it. But anyway, guys, get in the garage. It's freaking March 5th or some crap like that. Need to get going. Need to get moving on this thing. I wanted it done by the end of April. It's not looking good right now. I've been working on the house a lot. My wife's been getting on my ass about it, so I've had to stop, put this aside, and work on the house a lot. Been working on the basement, office, bar area for probably the better part of a week now, so I haven't touched this. But next 2 or 3 nights, I'm really gonna get going on this thing, so I get this thing ready to paint. So once it's painted, it's gonna make my life easier. Get in the garage, crack a cold beer, grab some tools, make some shit, get to work, guys. Have a good night.